Hey, good evening, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Live here on Mike Avery Outdoors on a Thanksgiving Eve. Glad to have you along with us. I'm still well. I ate a couple of these Mike Avery Hunter sticks, and I'm still tasting them and making my mouth water. And I know better than that by now. I know better than to eat anything or basically drink anything other than water or Crystal Light before I go on the air, if you can call that this. If you can call this that. Good evening, Kevin. How are you? Tony, nice to have you along with us. Richard, always a pleasure. Matt, nice to have you with us as well. Bernie, hello. Craig calls me Captain Mike. I like that. Hey, Mike Kelly, how are you? Jen Binns. Robert, nice to have you along with us as well on this edition. Hello, Ed. This edition of Wednesday Night Live. The weather here is a little bit different than it was last night. Last night, we had a pretty good snowstorm going. Hello, Tim. How are you, my friend? Nice to have you along with us. Kevin. Brandon checking in from Michigan. What part of Michigan? Where are my Michigan ham slices? I stopped by Jack's today and picked up 2 Michigan brand spiral cut honey glazed hams for tomorrow. And we're going to give away a Michigan brand ham tonight as well. Rob checking in from beautiful White River, Ontario, Canada. How are you, Rob? John's along with us. John, nice to have you with us as well. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I don't want to do a cliche here, but hey, Johnny, how are you, my friend? Nice to have you along with us. Cliche, but we have a lot to be thankful for in my household tonight. If you were with us this morning, you learned a little bit about this, but my mother-in-law and father-in-law have both had COVID over the past week, and they're not spring chickens. And my father-in-law actually ended up in the hospital for 4 days. Fortunately, he's home now. They're both doing quite well. And so for that, if nothing more than that alone, which of course that is a big deal, a lot to be thankful for on this Thanksgiving Eve. So God was watching out for our family, and I thank him for that. Hello, Lonnie. Nice to have you with us. Robert, Jerry, Joe. Always a pleasure, Joe. How have you been? Well, thank you, Richard. I appreciate that. Always take the prayers, but they're on the mend. Things are good now. It was kind of scary there for a while, and I will admit I'm taking this whole COVID situation more seriously than I was before because the stories you hear about people in the hospital are true. People and beds in the hallway because there's no room for them. Always God bless our troops. Always God bless our troops. Dennis Beener, how are you, buddy? Always nice to have you with us, Beener. A couple of things I want to talk about tonight. 2 weeks from tonight, I talked to Bill Piles last night of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters. Hi, Lori. How are you? Hello, Paul. Bill Piles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters last night, and 2 weeks from tonight, not next week, 2 weeks from tonight, we're going to have Bill on the show here on Wednesday Night Live, and we're going to announce details on that Ohio bow hunting trip that we are going to do next fall. We'll have the dates for you, and we'll have the price of the hunt. And that's coming up 2 weeks from tonight. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that. Ed Bolanowski along with us. Where are you, Ed? There you are. We're going to give away some Speedy Blaze tonight. And we're going to give away a Michigan brand ham tonight. How cool is that? Happy Thanksgiving to you as well, George. And like I said, I'm still tasting the Mike Avery Hunter sticks from Michigan brand that I was eating just before I went on the air here, which is probably not a good idea because I got a lot of saliva in my mouth because they taste so darn good. You're looking forward to that hunt with Bill. You'll clear your calendar. Excellent, Lori. That's wonderful. Joe's been blessed. He's been good. 2 does in the freezer. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours, Joe. Yeah, that hunt's going to be a lot of fun. I haven't hunted with Bill in a long, long time, many years. 10 years at least, possibly 15. You're in on the hunt too? I know you are, Craig. I have a list going of about 12 names. And good evening, Kevin. And happy early Turkey Day. Absolutely, Matt. Bill says he can take 12 names. He's going to start taking deposits on that hunt the first of the year. I've got a tentative list of 12 names right now, but if you want to be involved in this, and I realize you don't know any details, you don't know when or where or anything like that. Well, you don't know when or how much. Hey, Brent, how are you, buddy? Hey, Josh, you've been doing pretty good on the bay, huh? Nice for you. Matt spent the day in the rain looking for his 12-pound Lake Erie walleye. Did you find him, Matt? Matt was on a recent, still have an open bull tag for White River. I will chase the hunter sticks down with some Maker's Mark as soon as I get off the air. Hey, Randy, how are you? Will the rifle season ever end? You know what, Josh? Here's an interesting thing. Actually, this year's rifle season will never end because in the southern part of the state, you can use a center fire rifle during muzzleloader season this year. Only in counties where it was where you could. For example, Midland County, where I hunt, you can use a rifle during the rifle season. You get much further south than that, and you can only use a 350 or a 450. You can't use a center fire rifle. But this year, the Midland County and several other counties in the southern part of the state, you can use a center fire rifle during muzzleloader season. In 5 minutes, we're going to give away some Speedy Blaze. Hey, we got our first snow here in my neck of the woods last night. It's all gone by this morning. It's just rain now. But it was a very pretty snow. It was nice to see. It was nice to see it gone. Why not statewide? I don't know, Keith. I don't know the answer to that. Well, good evening to you, center fire cartridges. Well, when I say center fire rifle and you say center fire cartridges, Brian, help me out. What's the difference there? Craig says late doe season opens up after muzzleloader season, and that is rifle for all. I didn't know that. And I had Ashley Ottenreith from the DNR on the show today, and she didn't even talk about it. Straight-walled cartridges only. Patrick, no. No. Like in Midland County where I hunt, I can use my 30-06. Your snow is gone in the UP, Johnny? In Midland County where I hunt during the muzzleloader season, I can use a 30-06 this year. 3.5 inches of snow in Isabella County. And where I'm hunting is almost over to Isabella County. And because of everything going on this last week, I haven't been out much in the last week, but I hope to get out Friday. So anyway, happy Thanksgiving to you, my friends. Nice to have you along with us. You can only use the firearm legal for your area. Yes, absolutely. So if a center fire rifle was not legal for you during the gun season, you can't use it. But if it was legal, you can. Get the boat out, huh? You would know. Oh, the county guys salted it all away. Thinking that in the shotgun zone, straight-walled cartridge. Whatever, yes, a 350 or a 450. If you can come up with something else, please let me know. I use those as two examples because that's most common. In 1 minute, we're going to give away some Speedy Blaze. Ed Bolanowski of Speedy Blaze is standing by. Off the subject, slaying hog walleye at night in Lake Erie. Jacob, there's no set subject for Wednesday Night Live, whatever you guys want to talk about. And as long as I follow my list here of subjects I want to talk about. But the night bite intrigues me. The last time I was on Lake Erie for big late fall walleye was with Bruce DeShano of Offshore Tackle and Mark Romanek of Fishing 411. And that's been 25 years. Is there a reason for rifles in muzzleloader season, Tim? According to the DNR, the reason is they want to kill more deer. They made no bones about that. The DNR wants hunters to kill more deer here in Michigan. And we're going to talk more about numbers here in a minute. But first of all, let's give away some Speedy Blaze. You know what Speedy Blaze is, right? If you don't, I'm going to show you. This is Speedy Blaze. Oops, this is the one I want right here. This is Speedy Blaze. SpeedyBlaze.com is the website. Nominate for Michigan Celebrate Small Business. Oh, nice. It is a water-resistant, insect-resistant material made of compressed wood. You can get a fire going in. Is this a new website, Ed? I like it. I like it a lot. It looks like it's a new website. The top looks the same, but the bottom looks different. SpeedyBlaze.com, by the way. So right now you have 2 minutes. If you have won in the last 2 weeks here on this show, please don't enter the contest. But if you would like to win some Speedy Blaze starting right now, the contest starts right now. You've got 2 minutes to put your comments in. 100 yards trolling offshore. That is very, very cool. It is a new website. Well, Ed, tell the powers that be that I recognized it right away and I like it a lot. Why am I not on it? Beats kindling, it does. SpeedyBlaze.com is the website, SpeedyBlaze.com. If you would like to win some Speedy Blaze, you got 1.5 minutes to make your comments on why you think you should win some Speedy Blaze tonight. Numbers seem down as far as herd size goes, but we've taken some nicer bucks in our area this year as compared to previous years. Good for you, Jeremy. Robert says he'd love some Speedy Blaze. David says he's loved some Speedy Blaze. Art says he's getting the fireplace rebuilt in a few weeks. Would love to start with the first fire with some Speedy Blaze. You can be trusted with Speedy Blaze, Tony. Everybody can. Brent says he needs to refill his inventory. 1 minute left on the Speedy Blaze. 1 minute left on the Speedy Blaze. One of the reasons I like Speedy Blaze, family-owned, Michigan-based company, and they make a great product. What more is there? What more is there? A family-owned, Michigan-based company who makes a great product. I had a Speedy Blaze fire last Friday night. It was great. 30 seconds on the Speedy Blaze. You cannot go wrong with Speedy Blaze. Michelle's sneaking in here too. Pick me for your Speedy Blaze giveaway. I'd love to be able to start fires at your cabin. 30 seconds on the Speedy Blaze. 30 seconds. SpeedyBlaze.com. SpeedyBlaze.com. And thank you to Ed Bolanowski and Sherm Hubbard and everybody at Speedy Blaze. 20 seconds. 20 seconds on the Speedy Blaze. We're also going to give away a Michigan brand ham for the holidays tonight. 10 seconds on the Speedy Blaze. You know I'm not looking at a clock, right? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's not what you expected, is it? Ed Bolanowski is standing by. And he's going to give us the winner of this week's Speedy Blaze winner. And whoever it is, you're going to like this stuff. And if you don't win Speedy Blaze, you can buy it at Forward convenience stores. You can buy it at Jack's Supermarkets. You can buy it online. Art is the winner of this week's contest. And I think, Art, you're the guy who said you're just rebuilding your fireplace and you want to put the first fire as a Speedy Blaze fire. Well, congrats, Art. Art, if you would, in a private message to me or to Ed Bolanowski here, is Josh says he missed it. He was open. Where is he? He missed it. He was opening a can of his favorite beverage, a Diet Coke, I'm sure. Yes, Tim, you hit mute for nothing. There was no reason to hit mute. There's Bill Piles. That was a weak better. Come on, big fella. I told you, folks, I was talking to Bill Piles last night, and 2 weeks from tonight, Bill's going to be here on Wednesday Night Live, and we're going to announce the dates and the price for the Mike Avery Outdoors hunt in Ohio next year with Bill and Joan Piles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters, bowoutfitters.com, bowoutfitters.com. And if you've ever wanted to hunt out of state, I think you would really, really enjoy this. You'll be going with people you know, well, me and some friends. I'm not going to steer you wrong. I've hunted with Bill. It's been a long time, but I used to hunt with him a lot. And I think you'll enjoy it. That's coming up in 2 weeks. Let's talk a little bit about the rundown for this week's show. And in a few minutes, we're going to give away a Michigan brand ham for the holidays as part of our ham for the holidays giveaway. I know it was a weak buzzer. Ed Bolanowski, by the way. Ed, thank you. Sherm Hubbard, thank you. The website, speedyblaze.com, speedyblaze.com. Michigan-based family-owned company. Coming up on the Outdoor Magazine radio show this week at almost 30 stations across the great state of Michigan, the podcast available anywhere in the world, literally. The first segment, I talk with Ashley Autenreith from the DNR. She's a DNR wildlife biologist. We talk about this concept of opening up the muzzleloader season in the southern part of the state to center fire rifles in the areas where it's legal, why they're doing it. Don't want to bring up politics, but have you heard anything about the tax Biden wants to do on firearms? I hear rumors of it, but I don't know. I did not, Scott. I did not. Ed, send me a picture of Sherm's deer, please. I didn't see it. I'd love to post it. Matt says, does anybody use Zippo hand warmers? Matt, I'll tell you, I used to. It's been a lot of years, but I don't like them unless they've changed them drastically. I don't like them at all. I would take the little disposable hand warmers any day of the week. Is Speedy Blaze in stores other than Michigan? Yes. Yes, it is, Jim. It's sold all across the country. Go to the website, speedyblaze.com, speedyblaze.com, and you'll see a list there. Happy Turkey Day, Turkey Eve, Captain Avery. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. Roger's checking in from hunting camp in Luzerne tonight. Woke up to about 6 inches of fresh snow, but no deer. Well, that stinks. You have gone to the website. No, that was Steve. You found, exactly. Bill Hoffman, the most interesting man in Michigan, says he found the Zippo-type hand warmers to be more hassle than help. I'll go one step further. I find them to be more hassle than they're worth. I would take the Grabbers anytime, and I think Grabber's a Michigan company. The disposable hand warmers, they're easier to use. They're less of a hassle. I like them a lot. Here's a trick too. You take one of those disposable hand warmers and you put it on the base of your neck. Okay. And then you take a couple more if you're really cold and you put them under your armpits. The one at the back of your neck, it's amazing how warm that'll keep you. Craig Plowman, to the DNR. Why not have 90 days of bow, use what you want, then 90 days of gun, use what you want? Well, you sent it to the DNR, so I can't answer the question, Craig. Ooh, one caught on fire in your pocket once. It wasn't a good turnout. That alone is reason enough not to use the Zippo hand warmers, I would think. You're right, Tim. Technology made Zippos obsolete. Although I do have a Zippo lighter that I like just because of the nostalgia. Bill says he does have a battery pack hand warmer that also charges your phone and has a flashlight. $30. Never buy warmers again. So it's got a battery packed hand warmer. It charges your phone, has a flashlight. It'll gut your deer for you. It has a built-in GPS. It has a cell phone built in as well, and there are games built in it as well for $30. Not bad. Okay, so we talked with Ashley, and somebody asked me this morning too about crossbows open in the UP in the late season. That is not for this year. It's for next year. It's a proposal for next year. Nick Bougie of the Michigan Wildlife Council joins me. Tom Campbell of Woods and Water News. In hour number 2, Mark Romanek of Fishing Fun 411 joins the show to talk about late season open water fishing, talks about early ice fishing action. Dustin Eisenhoff of the DNR with the actual numbers on the increases in the number of hunters this year. And I'm confused whether it's 30,000 more hunters or 100,000 more hunters. And if you listen to the interview, you can tell me. Hot hands, hand and toe warmers for years. This week's Ask Avery segment. I'm going to tell you what it is, and then I'm going to come back to it. The Ask Avery segment was brought about this week because of the DNR's enforcement program on southbound I-75 last weekend. I think it was Sunday afternoon/evening. Conservation officers and troopers were stopping hunters and those suspected of hunting. And I got a lot of comments about that, some complaints. People said, how can they do this? What are they doing? I looked into it. I'll have details coming up here in just a minute. And then in hour number 3, we're talking about a Michigan wintertime tradition, beagles and bunnies with Corky Legui. And Wild Game Chef Dave Miner has an excellent venison recipe. Yes, the increase in hunters due to COVID. Yes, here we go. Any bones on stopping hunters on I-75? Stu, I'm going to address this right now. That's what the DNR is attributing it to. That's what the people in the industry, the outdoor industry, are attributing it to. That's what I attribute it to. Bill, what do you think? The Zippo hand warmers, is it an active flame? The ones that I've used in the past, they're like a catalytic, like a Mr. Heater, like that. But I don't like them. I don't like them at all. Josh says, haven't they been stopping hunters for years on 75? Seems like you hear that every year. I don't know. I wouldn't doubt it. So, okay. So the reason I bring it up, and by the way, we'll give away a Michigan brand ham here shortly. It's this week's Ask Avery segment because I got so many questions about it, so many comments. Some people said they can't do that. Some people said they don't have the right to do that. People said, let them go back in the woods where they belong. They don't belong on the freeway. So I did some checking. In fact, I checked with the command officer in charge of the operation, who, by the way, I have known for many years, who has fished on my boat several times. See, that's the advantage of being an old guy. If you're a young person in any particular industry, you got to kind of work your way in and figure out how to get to people and how to, when you're an old guy and you've been around for a while, the people who are my age are in positions of authority now. They're command officers. They're the bosses. They're the decision makers. And I've known them since we were all young and dumb. So I know who to talk to. I know how to get in touch with them. So the command officer in charge of this operation last weekend, here are the deals. Here are the specifics. It was part of the DNR's annual Cwd Patrol. This was southbound I-75 between the bridge and Gaylord. They also do Cwd Patrols. The reason for the Cwd Patrols is to... I'll get to you, Laura, but I'm doing a Wednesday night live right now. Cwd Patrols are to look for deer being imported from states or provinces known to have a Cwd infection. So that's why they do it. However, they're looking for other things too. There were 8 to 10 conservation officers involved in the operation, plus support from some Michigan State Police troopers. They were targeting deer hunters. A lot of people sending me messages. Targeting deer hunters or those who may have been hunting. Well, that's pretty easy to figure out, right? If you're driving down the road in a pickup, if 2 guys are driving southbound in a pickup and they got orange hats on the dash and they're wearing orange, they were probably hunting. Or if they're driving a truck with quads and tree stands in the back and maybe some deer feet sticking up, they're hunting. Those are the people who got stopped. They made 77 stops. They wrote tickets for 6 misdemeanors, 5 loaded guns, 1 tagging violation. I'm thinking probably an untagged deer. They checked 34 deer. They checked 26 guns. They arrested 1 person on an outstanding warrant. There were 12 fish and game verbal warnings. There were 61 general verbal warnings, like speeding or your taillights are out or whatever. And there were no CWD violations found. Brian says it still doesn't make it right. What is your problem, Brian? And Brian, that came across, I didn't mean it that way. I'm not trying to be a jerk. But tell me what your problem is, as you see it, by conservation officers who are paid to enforce fish and game laws and to protect our resources. Why is it not right that they would do stops of hunters on a freeway that has a lot of hunters that allows them to make a lot of contacts? Why is it not right? Keep this in mind. Well, Bill, you and I both know they're targeting hunters, but they're also looking for something else, right? Then they need to find a reason to stop you. You and I both know that if a cop wants to stop you, he can find a reason. You're going too fast. You didn't use your turn signal. If a cop gets behind you and he wants to pull you over, he's going to find a reason. He's got to follow you for about 2 blocks and he's going to find a reason. At least 60% of buck pictures on Facebook are untagged. Can they get a ticket if posting picture of an untagged deer? Asking Avery. Yes, they can, but they can't get it just from the picture. I will tell you for a fact that investigations are started into untagged deer or improperly tagged deer or whatever by things that people do and then aren't smart enough to keep off Facebook. But they can't write the ticket just from what they see. They also have to do an investigation and follow up. Brent says, guaranteed. Brent, you and I have had this conversation. So people said, how can they do this? Well, the reason they can do this is a conservation officer is an officer. They're a state police officer with more training. Now, yes, I'm sure they had to have, I'm hoping they had probable cause to pull people over other than just a deer in the back. But maybe not. I don't know the nuances of that. But anyway, that's what it was all about. I did ask the question. I said, since we can't get into Canada, I do question the fact that you're looking for CWD deer brought in from Canada because we can't get to Canada. And he said, he said they can still get to they can still get to Michigan through the Western UP from the Western states. And that was right. Doug says, no politics, please. We've had enough. Are you talking to me, Doug? Because I don't consider this to be a political conversation. You're welcome, Stu. Revard's got a new boat, does he? I'd like to see a picture of it. All right. Shall we give away a Michigan brand ham, part of our Ham for the Holidays giveaway? Let me show you who Michigan brand is. This is, and I love these folks, Michigan brand, a great Michigan-based family-owned company. The website, michiganbrand.net. Michiganbrand.net. Yeah, there they are. These are some of the products. And right here, can you still see me? This right here is the Mike Avery Hunter Stick from Michigan brand. And as you can see, I was munching on some before I hit the air. And whenever I start those darn things, I can't stop it. They're addicting. Absolutely addicting. The website, michiganbrand.net, michiganbrand.net. We're giving away a Michigan brand ham for the holidays every week, every Wednesday night now through the first of the year as part of our Ham for the Holidays giveaway. Nick Grillo, I think, is standing by. I haven't seen him, but he said he would be. So I appreciate that. Nick, are you here? No, not to you. Gotcha, Doug. Appreciate it. I think Nick is here. He said he would be. This looks good, Nate. This is some good stuff. But you better prepared. He's on. You better be prepared to eat more than one. Okay, Nick is with us. So here's how this works. We just did it. You've got 2 minutes starting right now. Starting right now. Why do you want to win a Michigan brand ham? If you have won in the last 2 weeks, please do not enter. Also, please don't load your comment up by saying something like, I will give it to a family in need, which is a very, very honorable thing to do. But when you make a statement like that, it's almost impossible for Nick to pick a winner. So please do not tug on Nick's heartstrings, even though that might be what you plan on doing. It makes it very hard. Nick is with us. He says, ham time, ham time, ham time. I went to Jack's Fruit Market today. In fact, the one in Midland. And I bought 2 Michigan brand hams. I bought a spiral glazed, a honey glazed spiral cut ham, 2 of them, one for my son's house, one for our house / my in-laws house. And I bought a turkey, but I bought 1 turkey and 2 hams. And this is for Thanksgiving. That's how much I love them. I'm not really a ham guy, but I love Michigan brand hams. Comments are coming in here good. Because I'm going to get a venison this year. Going to keep trying. Turkeys agree. Michigan brand hams are number 1 for Thanksgiving because you need something to offset the disappointment of the Lions game tomorrow. Oh, I was watching the Michigan game last Saturday. I got to halftime. I said, forget it. I'm going to bed. I should have stayed up and watched it. 1 minute on the Michigan brand ham, 1 minute on the Michigan brand ham. MichiganBrand.net, MichiganBrand.net. You know I love Michigan brand hams. And thank you to Nick Grillo, Butch Grillo, the entire Grillo family, the entire Michigan brand Michigan brand family for their generosity. This is something we started the first week in November, and we're going to give away a Michigan brand ham every week through the first of the year. 30 seconds on the Michigan brand ham. Make your comments now about why you would like to win a Michigan brand ham from the folks from Michigan Brand Meats. I like the spiral cut honey glazed hams, but they're all excellent. 15 seconds on the Michigan brand. 15 seconds. I'm getting ready. I let you down on the first one. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That one wasn't very good either, was it? It's just not in me this week. The buzzer's just not there this week. Nope. Kevin, I didn't do it. Nope. I was easy on you guys this week and gals, Lori, and other ladies who are here with us. No fog hunt. It was better, but it wasn't up to my usual standards, Tim. They make good venison hams too. That's a good point, Ryan. Yes. You can take your deboned venison into Michigan brand and they'll process it for you. Lori's dogs thank the short. Nate Laban, where do we go? Nate Labine is tonight's winner. Nate Labine is tonight's winner. Congrats, Nate Labine. Send me or Nick, who's on here, a private message on why the address to send the Michigan brand ham. And I got to show this comment. Scott is fishing the bay tomorrow, but not on the Avery quest. Scott, it's not the Avery quest anymore. It's the Hand quest. That's your boat now, buddy. Because I'll be getting a new one. Congrats, Nate. Oh, come on, Doug. That's not very nice. Doug's using bad words. That's a bad word, Doug. Nate Labine. Congrats, Nate. Thank you, Nick. And again, these Michigan brand hunter sticks, the Mike Avery hunter sticks, these things are outstanding. They're great for in the blind. They're great for around the house. They'd be great. You could make an entire Thanksgiving dinner out of these things. Beaner's Bay. Nate Labine, congrats. And Nick Grillo, my friend, thank you for that. Appreciate it very much. Nick Grillo, Mike Grillo, the entire Grillo family. We got the nicest email from last week's winner. It really, it's nice that you folks appreciate the Grillo family and Michigan Brand's generosity. All right, let's move on to a couple of other things here on my list. Oh, the blind. Christmas is coming up. I know it's Thanksgiving tomorrow, but Christmas is coming up. I was thinking about this. What is my number one Christmas gift for a hunter on your list this year? I don't care if it's a turkey hunter, a deer hunter, or a bear hunter. This is it. It's the Primal Wraith 270 see-through ground blind that I've been talking about so much this year. Here it is. You can get this thing for $199, and the promotion goes through the first of the year. This is one of these see-through blinds, a portable pop-up blind, so you can use it anywhere. Go to outdoorpregame.com. That's outdoorpregame.com. Use this promo code right here, Mike20. Mike20. It'll drop the price down to $200, $199.99. This is a very nice blind and a great Christmas present. Outdoorpregame.com. Use the promo code Mike20, and you can get one of these for $200. And it's going through the first of the year. So a great, great Christmas present. Do they sell the Avery sticks anywhere in Southwest Michigan? I know that they're as far as the central part of the state, and I know Grand Rapids. There's a big deli store over there. If you told me the name, I would recognize it. They have them. Brent says he loves his Wraith 270. Eric loves his 270. Scott says a doe was taken out of his Wraith blind tonight in the orchard. These are great blinds for $200. Outdoorpregame.com. Use the promo code Mike20, and you can get one for $200. And in my opinion, a great, great Christmas present. Along that line, I'm not going to tell you who it is right now. Thank you, Doug. My in-laws are actually feeling much better, Doug, but I appreciate your thoughts on that. It was an interesting week, and God kept an eye on our family. But I'm looking at COVID in a different light now. I was kind of blowing it off before and not taking it real serious, but I'll tell you what. It's Laura, I did not get a chance. I saw that, Laura, that you sent me something, but I didn't get a chance to take a look at it yet. But the numbers, oh my goodness, very impressive, young lady. Nice. I found out this week that I have a new advertising partner coming on at the top tier. Going to do a podcast and everything. I can't tell you who it is yet, but I'm pretty excited about it. The Pure Michigan Hunt. The deadline for the Pure Michigan Hunt is December 31st. Just put it on your calendar. Don't forget about it. You can enter as many times as you want. It's $5 to enter. You get a bear tag. You get a bull elk tag. You get a bunch of waterfowl hunts, which I would give to somebody else. A bunch of gear. It's pretty good deal. But the bull elk tag alone, actually, it's not a bull elk tag. It's an either sex tag. But if you get an either sex bull elk tag and you shoot a cow, there's something wrong with you, in my opinion. Me too, Lori. I enter every year. And I do think I'm gonna win it some year. Not necessarily this year, but sometime down the road, I am going to win the Pure Michigan Hunt. Listen to this. Jeff says he had a friend pass away from COVID last week, 40 years old. And listen, I'm not going to talk about COVID tonight, but I will tell you this. Now that I've seen it firsthand and heard the stories about people not being able to get a bed in the hospital because the hospitals are full or the hospitals are short-staffed, people waiting on beds in the hallway to get a room, I'm taking it a lot more seriously than I was. But as Tony says, that's why social distancing of going hunting or fishing is such a great idea. And that's also why interest in the outdoors is up considerably this fall. So one of the greatest things to come out of COVID is a renewed interest in family, a renewed interest in the important things, and an interest in the outdoors. Just some not as bad as others. Exactly. But you don't know who it's going to be, right? You want to take that chance? Deer hunting. I do want to see your pictures. Please send me your deer hunting pictures. Yeah, Lori says that's why they've been camping a lot. And it's just plain fun, right? Just a reminder, if you're here on the Facebook page, just post your pictures right to the Facebook page. I have a lot of people want to send me their deer hunting pictures in an email or in a private message, which is wonderful, but I'm not going to get to it. If you post them to the page and then I will share them, that's the best way to do it, the easiest way to do it. Now that I think I finally have the new Facebook figured out, just do it that way. Bob's in quarantine right now. Actually, Bob, I'm in quarantine right now too. Although I was in the radio studio today, and the guys in the studio knew the situation, and they said, come on in. We were careful. We wore masks, except when I'm on the mic. I'm here in my house right now. I'm not going to wear a mask in my house. What else? The Ohio hunt. 2 weeks from tonight, we're going to announce the details on the Ohio hunt with Bill Piles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters, bowoutfitters.com. We will announce the, you are too, Tim, the dates on the hunt and the price on the hunt. I've got a tentative list of about a dozen people right now. Bill says he can take 12 hunters. 2 weeks from tonight. So tomorrow is Thanksgiving. Again, I'm not going to be a cliche about things I'm thankful for, but I'll tell you what, in my household this week, I am thankful for a lot of things. I'm thankful for the fact that, number one, there's a renewed interest in the outdoors, and we're seeing more people hunting and fishing. I think that's wonderful. I'm also extremely thankful that even though my father-in-law, who is in his mid-80s and who had to go to the hospital for 4 days this week with COVID, came home. My mother-in-law had it. She got pretty sick too, but my wife, Denise, and everybody else was able to keep her out of the hospital. So for those two things, hey, Johnny, Uncle Johnny, how are you? I am thankful on this Thanksgiving Eve. And even if your life right now sucks, and a lot of people's lives are in turmoil right now, if you look hard, I'll bet you can find something to be thankful for. Right? Well, here's interesting. Jennifer says, how's my wife like her new pistol? You just picked up the 380 yourself. Did you see that the Shield has been recalled? The Shield Easy 380 has been recalled. I didn't check the serial numbers on her gun yet, but I'm quite sure it's one of the guns that's being recalled. Something about the hammer, the internal hammer, being cracked. So she likes it, but I got to check and see if it's been recalled. Hey, Carl, I hope you had a good day at work. Amen, sister. Amen on that one. What? Yeah, I think it's an easy fix. Yeah, I think it's an easy. I agree with you, Brent. I think it's an easy fix. I didn't see the recall either. Somebody sent it to Jason Gatza sent it to me because he knew I had one. Oh, that's wonderful, Richard. On this side of the grass, good point. What did Tim say? Well, Tim, I could have told you she's the second best wife in the world. I have the first best wife. Yeah. So check the website. Check the Smith & Wesson website on the recall on that Shield Easy 380. It's not a recall that's going to make the gun. I mean, I wouldn't use it until you know if it's going to be recalled. It's an easy fix. It's not something that's going to make this gun a bad purchase at all. They said they can get it turned around and back to you in 10 business days. So, it is what it is. And the Shield Easy's been out for what, a couple of years now? And it's not uncommon to see new guns getting recalled. Like my beloved 6-hour P365 also went through some problems as well. It's not uncommon. All right, my friends, thank you for joining me on another edition of Wednesday Night Live. Congrats to our winners this week, Art and Nate. Thank you to Speedy Blaze. Thank you to Michigan Brand Meats. Have a wonderful, speaking of Michigan Brand Mike Avery Hunter Sticks. Addicting darn things. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Even in a crappy year, there's a lot to be thankful for if you look for it. But it's important that we do look for it. If we just dwell on the negative, My theory on life these days, like Lori said, God's in control. You may or not agree with that, but that's my way of looking at it. And the other thing is, why worry about things that you have no control over? Right? If you can't change it, in my opinion, it's not worth wasting brain cells and blood, sweat, and tears on. You might not like it. And there are several things going on right now that you can imagine that I'm talking about. You might not like it, but if you can't change it, in my opinion, it's not worth worrying about. All right, my friends, thank you for joining me on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. The website, MikeAveryOutdoors.com, MikeAveryOutdoors.com. You can always get in touch with me, Mike, at MikeAveryOutdoors.com. I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for joining me. Have a good night, and we'll talk with you next week right here on Wednesday Night Live.